Thank you for that, Emily.
You're welcome.
So we're starting.
5:36.
Okay.
So today is Monday, 5:36, November 15, 2021, and we're starting our Accounts Committee meeting. And we have been given information that was requested from last time, so maybe we should just review them before we get started with today's agenda.
Okay.
Did you receive the copy for the golf?
Yeah, I just.
That was just given,
now.
yes.
So on the questions from the last meeting, most of them were straightforward if you read what they were for. Oh, I just found a spelling error, sorry about that. So I got some more information on the Brockton Food Service / Chartwells that was brought up last time. And Chartwells is actually the management company that runs the food service program. He has 5 employees, but all the food is made at the high school, and we have our own employees. So the money that is generated for the extras, like the extended day snacks, come from the Brockton Food Service. That's why the check is made out to them. And we just pay a flat fee to Chartwells for their management, and also they get pennies per meal that are served. I couldn't get the exact figure, but it was pennies per meal served. So I just wanted to give you a little bit more on that one.
Thank you.
And if anybody has any questions on any of the other ones, let me know.
And Councilor Nick Castro, you requested the information from the golf, the expenses.
From the golf course.
Yes.
And Anne Marie was able to obtain it.
Yes, I worked with Tim Carpenter, so the last page is the, the salaries for who works for the golf course. And the rest is just, I only did April to November because that's when the golf course is open.
Okay, so it looks like we have in the earlier pages a grand total of approximately $472,500 in expenses, although there is mixed in here golf management services for a person. And then on the last page, we have April through November, a total employee cost of $178,227. So so it's what, roughly $650,000 to operate it. And it says the gross revenue through November 8th of this year was almost $1.4 million. And the difference between the expenses and what it brings in, that goes into the general fund?
It's an enterprise fund.
So it stays with Parks and Recreation?
Correct.
Okay. That's very interesting.
But the expenses comes out of the general funds?
No, it all comes out
It all
of,
comes out of that account.
It pays
Enterprise
its
fund.
own.
Yeah, it's an enterprise fund.
it's self-funding.
Self-funded, yeah.
That's very interesting.
And that's just April through November that we took the expenses for. There might be more during the
Sure.
winter.
Sure.
I just took the main bulk of the expenses.
Thank you.
I got a 12 o'clock tea time on Friday, so we're going to add a little more to their account.
All right, go for it.
Let's hope it's a nice day.
Okay.
All right, so we want to start with warrant P22-036.
36 or 46? 36.
I had a question. What was the sheet before that warrant?
That was the questions from last week that you,
Okay.
on the vendors that you asked about.
Okay, all right. So these are the October questions.
Correct.
Okay.
So I had a question on page 6. The Colantonio Incorporated now.
Antonio, yes.
Colantonio. So obviously it's designated as a construction. Do these warrants ever tell you or what that construction, like, what construction or what,
It goes by the account number, which is the 4119,
So,
and that
yeah.
is the, over at the, construction going over at like the parking garage, the Trinity. It's part of that construction.
okay. So what account is that, like, is that the parking authority?
Nope,
No.
planning. Goes through
Planning.
planning.
Okay,
In the BRA, it's kind of, they work together on this one.
okay.
In that same line, how come year-to-date is paid 106 and the invoice is so much less, 42,000?
That invoices for that payment is the 42,000, but year-to-date is we've paid them 106,000.
So it says year-to-date invoiced 106, and then year-to-date paid 42.
No, invoice.
The opposite.
Year-to-date invoiced, well, I don't know why it says that.
Yeah.
You're right, that doesn't make sense. It's
No.
not year-to-date, that's the invoice for that particular payment. We
Right.
paid 42,000 on that invoice. The total is 106.
So the year-to-date paid is 106? Mm-hmm. So why does it say that? Can you let us know?
I don't know, that's a Munis thing, but yeah, I can try to find
Yeah.
out.
Well, it seems like that's throughout
Yes,
the
Yeah.
warrant.
yeah.
I don't know why it's worded that way.
So, looking at page 11, Jjb Library. Now, this is something I've kind of seen through a few of the transportation budgets.
Correct.
And that would be the third one, the homeless transportation. I mean, I didn't do the math, but I'm going to imagine over these two warrants, we're looking at well over $50,000 in homeless transportation. Can you explain what's that about? Who?
It's the school children. When they're homeless and placed out of town or anywhere, we have to transport them
transport to the school.
back to their school. So we get, for Brockton students and outside students, sometimes we have to share that cost, depending. But most of them are Brockton students that have been misplaced.
Oh.
And we pick them up and bring them back to their school
When you say misplaced, what do you
for
mean?
homelessness.
Oh,
So
oh.
sometimes we can't put them in a home in the city. So if we have to, say, send them to Whitman or Randolph, we're required to pick them up and bring them back to their school. So they don't, it's more, because they've lost their home, we don't want them to lose their school and their friends. So by state law, we have to transport them.
I know of some that were housed in Fall River. Had to get
It's wherever we can find
transported back every
housing.
day.
Wow. Okay, so, and what are causes of misplacement? Like, how would you still be eligible to come to Brockton and be considered misplaced?
Well, if they had a fire or if they just lost their home for whatever reason, financial,
Eviction?
eviction, yeah.
Okay. And how long are they able to stay misplaced until they would have to?
I don't know, I don't remember if there was a timeline, because I know at one point I did ask that question, but I think it depends on the situation.
Okay,
That would be more of a school.
okay, yeah, that's a question. All right, so I saw that often, but to now know it's homeless children being
And
transported to school.
We do get some help, so we're able to get some grant money sometimes to help us out. So, if the child is,
As a rule, though, we don't get grant money for transportation. We get it for the education, but not the transportation.
sometimes we can get extra money for transportation. We don't get a lot of it, but we are able to get some.
All right, so I circled a few more throughout, but
Sure.
if they're all, and they were all regarding the homeless transportation.
Oh,
So
okay.
if that question has been answered. Yeah, on that warrant, that was my main questions.
On page 16, there's the New Heights Builders. And that's for tree removal. We subcontract some jobs around the city to different companies? Is that?
Yes. There's a
It's
lot.
not all done just in-house with
It depends on how
DPW?
much work. Or if it's part of, I mean, that's highway, so I'm assuming they just probably needed extra help. I don't know if we do stump grinding anyways.
Yeah, looking for that, it looks like the cost of stump grinding.
Yeah,
so-
I just don't know if we actually do stump grinding. I know we take trees down, but I'm not
Yeah.
sure if we actually, in the city, actually do grinding.
I had questions regarding page 23. Town employment, we paid out on department equipment. There's different towns that we paid money to.
That's one of mine as well.
Yeah,
That is a grant through the police department. It's a JAG grant. So on some of the grants, I'm not sure about Town of Plymouth. Sometimes we have to share some of the grant money. We come in with the smaller towns that don't always get the grant money. But that one I would have to look back and see.
Okay.
I'll write that one down.
I mean, potentially, you think if we don't have enough officers to do details, we may have to look outside?
We do do that a lot with the police details, but this is a grant.
Oh, okay.
So I don't believe that would be, we don't normally pay for details through grant money.
Okay.
It might be something we had to share
Yeah,
something with.
yeah,
We do that a lot.
that sounds familiar with the JAG grant.
those are my questions for this one, T.
Thank you. Okay. On this warrant, I have page 7, second line, the second entry down, we're paying Paul Kotumas.
Sorry. For what?
Council decision for parcels?
No, for the real estate.
Yeah.
Are we having real estate here? No.
Yes,
No.
next one.
So it's gonna be in the room directly across from here? But that starts at what, 6
Six.
o'clock?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Council Chambers.
Yep.
That is the contractor for the golf course.
I'm sorry, what was the question again?
Page 7,
Okay,
the second entry, Paul Kotumas.
okay.
And
Yeah,
that's
we just
the,
have one
the
here.
pro
Oh, yeah.
He's the one that runs the golf course, yeah.
golf course. pro.
And you'll see that on your list
Yeah.
of expenses I gave you.
Okay. So then I have page 11, the second from the bottom entry, LIU of NA National Industrial.
That's what we pay for the contributions from the unions to the union dues, or actually, that one's the pension costs. A lot of the unions have a pension plan through their union, so that's what we deduct from their checks.
Okay. How often do we pay that, quarterly?
No, I think it's monthly. Because that says July 2021. I believe it's monthly, because we, yeah.
Okay. Anne Marie, you are a wealth. Okay, and then that's it on this one. Thank you. Can I go first on this one? I have a lot.
Absolutely.
Okay, so this is warrant P 22-046. On the first page, and actually throughout, there are a lot of these entries. The second line down is for Olamide, Agbolide, and the listing is ATH 351 OU,
Athletics.
athletics
Nonprofit.
nonprofit.
Yes, that is for the referees or the people who work the kids' sporting events.
So the referees for the kids
Yeah,
sporting.
they do the, we have some of them, I don't know what the names are, they call out the games or whatever. We have the different jobs that they have at the sporting events.
Okay, and why would it say athletics nonprofit?
I don't know. It was just the way it was set up a long time ago.
Okay, so I have a lot of those through here.
And
Yeah,
they're
there's a
different
lot. 'Cause of
prices.
the-
They're different amounts.
Yeah.
It depends on, what job they do or
Yeah.
how many jobs. Sometimes they'll work 2 or 3, like if it's a soccer, if they have like 4 games on one afternoon. Or sometimes they hold them for a month and then send them to us and we pay them for the games for the month. So
Okay.
you'll see different ones.
There's one on page 3, the second from the bottom, Brockton Police Detail, athletics nonprofit. And that's for police
That is-
presence?
It must be the school paying the Brockton Police Department for the details there.
Okay. Okay, page 8, toward the bottom. Kestel Booz Associates, architect and design. It's a lot of money.
Yep.
Total paid was $547,680, but year-to-date invoiced is $943,000. What is it for?
Which project is this one? Is it the public safety? 4316. I want to say it's the public safety building, but I'll have to double check. 4316 is not popping out for the account number,
Okay, you'll let us know.
of course.
Thank you. Got a lot of those athletics nonprofit.
Yeah, we have fall is a busy sporting.
Yeah.
time.
Plus, we have all the middle school football now, which is wonderful.
Yes.
Page
Ward
13.
5.
Pardon?
Ward 5 won the middle league, middle school
How
championship.
about that? Page 13, up at the top, one-time vendor.
Yes. So these are the refunds. And we set it up on the warrant to come through as a one-time vendor. But I get a backup list, and that's where you see my check mark, that I make sure that it's
Yeah,
there when I
yeah.
sign the warrant.
Yeah.
It's so that it doesn't eat up all our vendor numbers. So we do a one-time vendor for all the refunds. I get the backup list from the treasurer collector's office on who's getting paid out.
Okay,
And it's attached to the original warrant in the book.
okay.
And just staying on the same page, if you don't mind me jumping in, Project Lead the Way. What is that? And which account's that out of?
It's a grant and it's through the school, and I don't know what that one is. Project Lead the Way. I will contact the school and ask about that one.
Okay.
Okay. And I think all the rest of mine are athletics nonprofit. They are. Thank you.
Right. I don't have a lot, but. Page 2, at the bottom, Bear Communications. I know that looks like, what's that, building department or?
Nope, that's school department.
The school department. Just wondering, is that equipment, it says?
It's
Supplies?
equipment, yeah.
Okay.
I can look up the invoice on that one, Jeff, and let you know.
Okay. Page 7. Just seeing Grimco, Grimco Incorporated.
I'm sorry, what page, Jeff?
That was 7. Say about a third of the way, number 3. What account's that out of?
That's another school.
Okay. Just never heard of the company and contract services.
Did you say another school or another school expenses? What did you say?
School department.
It's a
expense.
school department expense.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
But
have
we don't
the-
know what that is for.
Yeah, I just
I
never,
can't remember that one off the top of my head.
Okay.
I had a few more of the homeless ones, but that question has been answered. Page 15. Linda Texiera
Yeah, I
Reyes.
had that one too.
Just wondering what that was about. It says other expenditure.
That is another school. and they have a lot of contractual
Yeah.
employees, so that is one of them.
Okay.
I will look that one up for you for the next meeting.
And that's all I have.
I had, on page 9 for Attorney Resnick, her year-to-date is 20,000, but then I remember that because the council president is requesting her presence at the finance meeting, did she ever get an increase, or this is what she's always been? I thought this is,
Involved, so I'm not sure if,
this is what she gets paid yearly, and,
Okay.
and that's it? Is this, because this is a year-to-date?
this is what she's gotten paid so far. I don't know what her contract says.
Since July.
Or what she,
Yeah. I think that's contractual, I guess, if,
she does have a contract, I just don't know what the total is.
Yeah.
For what she gets paid for the year. Do you need a copy of the contract?
Yeah, that would be great. Just because she is being required to do more work, I think we should revisit that, because I thought that was part of the agreement, taking a look at what she's getting paid for the work she's doing. And then on page 4, Churchill Linen Service for 18,000.
uniforms of some sort.
This is for which department?
That's school department. Do you need,
More
it's all there.
information, Adam, yeah.
It's the general fund. I'm assuming it's probably for the,
Sports?
no, I wouldn't think it's sports. I would have thought more of the employees, like maybe school lunch or something.
School lunch?
What, a cleaning
they
of their
wear?
uniforms, or
Do they wear uniforms?
maybe.
I don't think they
Do
do.
they? I don't know.
Yeah, the
thought they used-
cafeteria work.
Oh,
Yeah, I
the
thought-
cafeteria work.
Yeah, I
That
think they
makes
work
sense.
the,
Oh, they wear
the shirts,
uniforms.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's kind of a lot, though.
Yeah.
well, we have 12 schools,
yeah.
but I'll look that up.
Probably maintenance and all the uniforms of all the workers.
I'll pull the invoice and see what it is.
Okay, perfect. And I have a request for next time. Do you know how we purchase some of our school buses and then we are paying for them to be storage at the fairgrounds? Do we have a list of how much we're paying for that, and also any detailed expenses for the police, or what are our expenses for storage in the buses at the fairgrounds? Because I haven't seen them here, the school buses.
So, all right, I heard you say police, but you just want what we pay for the contract for the storage of the buses?
Yes. And if there's any security involved to, yeah.
Oh, and you want to know if there's any security
Yes.
to watch the buses?
Yes, exactly. Also, we approved the noise ordinance. Do you know if we ever bought the sound?
Meters, yes.
Yes.
We did.
So did we get, do we get a list of what it was, the cost for that too?
I mean,
That would be
a
great.
Police department expense, I don't, is that?
What
that
is this on?
For the sound level meters,
Decibel meters.
the decibel,
Where are those?
the police
It would be a
department.
police expense.
Oh, okay.
If you can look into that, it would be great to have a breakdown to see how much we spent on them so far.
How many?
Yes. And see how well they're working. And
They
How
didn't get
many
them in
did-
until
Did
September.
we got multiple ones?
I
For the
believe so.
city?
I'm assuming so, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, were we gonna file that result?
I talked to Tim about it, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Through the police. All right, I'll look into that.
For next time, that would be great to
Okay.
have those in. And also the warrants that we reveal And our meetings, they can be found on the website at cleargov.com, and the link to that website, it's on our city website for all of those interested in looking at what we paid for the warrants. It's all there on our website. And if there's no more further business, it's 6 p.m. and meeting is adjourned.